Hey everybody, welcome back to Covers and Commentary, and welcome back to another episode of Drummer Reacts. It's been a while, but we're going to be watching another live performance from BAND-MAID. This is one that I actually saw recommended quite a few times. It was Don't You Tell Me, with me being all caps. Every time I've listened to this band, it's always amazing, so we're going to go ahead and just have another listen. I'm really curious to see how this song is, considering each one we've listened to is kind of different, but that's enough talking. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let's see what we got. Start with the count in. Okay, like half time. Ooh, okay. I love the crowd. I'm gonna pause here in a minute because I want to go back to that fill, but oh god. I'm gonna pause here. I want to go back and listen to that fill, but also the standard, like this sounds kind of like a standard upbeat song once they got into sort of the quarter note sort of verse style, but the energy put behind the vocals is wild. Like getting that kind of thing going on when you're singing is so difficult to do consistently unless you are very well practiced. I wanted to hear that fill though, because it seems like such a simple opening, but the fill is just wild. Also, I like the Jim Beam just sitting there on the stage. That's funny. Yeah. That like hi-hat show, like I love that. Let's get back to that part I was talking about too, is that the amount of force behind that. On the ride cymbal. Okay. Ooh, off time. I love that. I'm going to assume that that's supposed to be like, whoa, and it's a well-known enough song for them that the crowd can sing it. That's kind of cool in this spot here. Which, if you've ever played a song, like I used to play for a church band, and of course, you could play for some pretty decent-sized crowds sometimes at like big church events and things like that, which is also why like some of the inspirations I've taken in music have been from like worship songs. But I was gonna say, there is nothing cooler than the singer being able to pull away from the mic and have the crowd sing along. The only downside to that for me as a drummer is that the crowds have no sense of timing, and you're dealing with the speakers outputting at the speed of sound. So people that you might be able to even hear from farther out, it doesn't matter how loud they are or how on time they are for the sound coming to them from the speakers. The sound going from the speakers to them and then from them back to you on stage, everything is so slowed down that you have to lock into the time you're on and ignore the crowd. But the energy is still amazing. Yeah, this part here. Oh, the double bass. Double it up. I love it. I think it's Akane on the drums. Okay. Really a big fan of those cymbal chokes. And then it goes to halftime. Yeah, so she's not even singing that part. Oh, so that's a consistent thing with the drums there, that like. I love that. Oh yeah, 100%. She sang it. Yep, it's a whoa, whoa. Oh, we get a solo. Very. Oh, and bass solo. Oh, it's battling strings. Meanwhile, the drummer's just right in there, filling in the space. Yes! This is amazing! Look how beat up that bass is. I love it. Oh. That is, I want to watch that again. So, like, one of the things that you never really think about when you're watching these is, like, you know, you heard the song Just Stop, We're Listening to It All Again. I'm Not Even Sorry. The drummer obviously is part of the timekeeping, but, like, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, I'm not saying this in a mean way, but just a guitar solo with no instruments around it can be boring because it just feels like showboating in a way. I've seen that happen before where, like, everybody cuts out and the guitarist's like playing a bunch of stuff, and sometimes it's even played for a joke where it's like, dude, we get it, you're a good guitarist. This was awesome because we get this like battling string instruments dynamic back and forth between solo guitar, solo bass, but to fill in that space and keep it from being too much, because this is like, let's see, from here to here. Yeah, we go from 1 minute and 54 seconds to 2 minutes. That's a 1 minute, almost a 1 minute solo between these two of just dueling strings. And it doesn't feel like it drags. It doesn't feel like it's out of place or too long because you have the drums, and by extension, then once we get about to the halfway, three-quarter way point, the rest of the instruments starting to fill back in. Like, now that I've explained that, like, we'll listen again, but just like pay attention to how the instruments kind of fade away and then slowly start coming back in as the energy builds to what I'm assuming after this is the conclusion of the song. Have a listen. Just the subtlest cymbals along with some toms. Yeah. Yeah. And Akane is pretty much just, I think her name was Akane, is pretty much just using the same handful of fills over and over to get that space filled in. And now the energy's building. Yeah. So it's a different set of fills, but still kind of repetitive to fill the space. And now we're getting to way more cymbals. Now we've got timekeeping. And back into the beat. Like, the amount of practice to get something that perfect, and to be able to not have a 1 minute battling bass and guitar solo feel like, to make a 1 minute battling bass guitar solo not feel like 1 minute, that is very impressive. And it was done with consistency, which is really cool. A lot of drummers tend to like to mix things up and not play things exactly the same every single time. We saw that with like Stuart Copeland and several other drummers, but like other drummers, you practice. Like, I got into the habit when I was doing studio work of paying such close attention to what you were playing that, like, if you did play something differently, you didn't play it differently because you didn't really remember what you played before. You played it differently because you were experimenting with what could be done instead of what you did before. So, like, for consistency like this, that is always really impressive. And, you know, everybody has their own style. It's art. It's not like, there is no right or wrong. It's art. There's a right or wrong way to like hold drumsticks and things, because otherwise you get carpal tunnel and all these other fun medical issues that I've had. But there is no right or wrong way to really like fill the space or you know, get the sound you're looking for. It's art at the end of the day. It is what the artist puts into it. That was freaking amazing. So let's finish up the song strong. Oh, whoa, okay. We're going back and listening to that. Yeah, stopped at one beat before the end of the bar to just give that like, boom, right into the end. I love it. Nice. Back down to halftime. Yeah. Man, this is always amazing. Got that high energy harmonizing. Ending with a cymbal choke and like my favorite, like, listen to that. Oh man, it's always fun to listen to BAND-MAID. Always fun. Oh man, never disappoints. Never disappoints. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Huh. I'm so glad I just came back to listen to these girls again. What an amazing band. There's so much to go through, and I'm taking it slow, obviously, but man, what an amazing performance. Oh man, well, that's enough gushing for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, the link to this video and of course the channel itself are down in the description. You can go ahead and check those out. If you don't like me pausing, you want to just watch it all on your own, go for it. It's linked in the description. Hopefully you learned something. I always try to educate people who watch on just different things about instrumentation and music, and hopefully you did. If you enjoyed what you saw, maybe leave a comment, like the video if you did like it, and, you know, maybe subscribe if you don't want to miss more content like it. Aside from that, I've got a lot going on, so I gotta get to it. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks again for being here, and have a good one.